1976. And today we're going to be looking at the classic arcade game Commando. Now this is a Commodore 64 conversion of it by Elite in 1985. I used to play this game a hell of a lot when I was a kid. It's one of my favourite shooters ever. Now, we won't be looking at that version anyway, we'll be looking at the European version, mainly changed because of what I believe censorship in Germany after World War II, and it wouldn't allow anything that was sort of war related or things with guns, so they'd change things to make them like to do with space and, you know, tone the violence down that sort of way. Same as they did with Contra, changed it to Probotector and, you know, things like that basically. Now, I wasn't aware of this version at the time on the Commodore 64, I only came across it years later when I got into emulating the different systems and that. All they've basically done is change the enemy sprites so they don't look like soldiers, so they look more like robots and you're actually in space, even though it's blindingly obvious that you're not actually in space at all. I'm pretty sure they did exactly the same thing with the arcade version, to be fair. There's a run for it on MAME, I'll have to check that out later. Maybe I should have done that before I'd done this video. This is an absolute classic game anyway, whether the graphics have been changed or not. But I do remember years ago when I used to play this, I used to be able to hold the button and throw the grenades. It's not actually working on this emulator that sort of way. It's making me press spacebar, which obviously I'm not going to do, because that means I have to take my hand off my joystick to actually do it. It's quite annoying, but I've spent hours playing this game when I was younger, and I still play it quite a lot now. I've got this TV joystick thing, it's like a TV game, Capcom one that's got this on it. I think I've got a video on this channel somewhere of me basically showing the games on that. But I always thought this Commodore 64 version was probably the best 8-bit version, mainly down to the music by Rob Hubbard, which is absolutely superb. I'd say the music on this is actually better than the arcade version. And then you've got the other two ports, Spectrum and Amstrad. It's a great game on both. I can't really fault it, to be fair. There's not really that much wrong with it. I think the only bad version of this, really, is the one that's like the MS-DOS version. Because on that you can't even shoot... No, I'll tell a lie. I was watching Steve Benway's videos, and I seen either the Acorn Electron or the BBC version of it, and that looked diabolical as well. But on the PC version, the MS-DOS version, you can't shoot diagonally, so it makes the game like pretty much impossible to play. And it's really slow as well, whereas this is like fast paced, and it plays really well. The music definitely adds to the game. I know the sound effects are cutting out, and you do get some there's some bugs in this obviously because the game is really old, but it's definitely a decent conversion for the time. I've actually completed it. I think it's only got 4 levels, believe it or not, and it starts repeating itself. And they just slightly get different, you know, nothing major. But it's actually quite a difficult game. Am I going to be able to do this level? No, I doubt it very much. Atari Warriors is really good as well. I've done a video showing the 2 different Commodore 64 versions. The Elite version was superb. Anyway, I'll put my name in. Now this is another reason why I wanted to show this European version, because while they changed everything because of the Germans and because of the war, you know, not to mention the war or anything to do with it, look at the bottom score there, it says Adolf. That made me laugh first time I've seen it. I can't remember if that's on the UK version or not, but they've done that on purpose to take the piss, I think. Anyway, thanks for watching, more videos coming soon.